it's Miss Chelsea. Thanks so much for joining me today. Let's get started. I want to show you the materials that we're going to start with today. So I'd like to start with a clock activity. You don't need two pencils. I just have one just in case. So we are going to use our clocks if you made a clock with me before. And we're going to use a paper and pencil also. So first, I just want to talk a little bit about our clock. So last time we made our hour hand and our minute hand. And we talked about how the hour hand moves one spot every hour. So if you know that there are 24 hours in a day and there's 12 spots on a clock, that means that the hour hand will go around the clock 2 times in one day, because 12 and 12 is 24. But the minute hand goes a lot faster. So the minute hand goes one tick every five minutes. So it actually will go around the entire clock one time every single hour. Because when it goes back to the top, this 00 o'clock is just the same as 60 minutes. And there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So the minute hand goes around, if it goes around every hour one time, and there are 24 hours in a day, the minute hand goes around the clock 24 times in a day. 2 times for the hour hand and 24 times for the minute hand. So sometimes we hear people say, it's 4 o'clock, or it's almost 9 o'clock. So when they think a clock, that means that this minute hand is straight up, right at the 12. So you can see the 12. And these numbers are not on every clock, but we're going to use those. So anytime we hear a clock, the minute hand is going straight up. And then the other number we hear, like 10 o'clock, will tell us where the hour hand goes. So this is what it looks like if you saw 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. So we can also write this down in a couple different ways. So let's write down the number 10. And if you have a digital clock, then you may see this symbol, a colon, which is just 2 dots, and then are 2 zeros. So this says 10 o'clock. And if you have a digital clock, this is what you will see. We can also write it out in words. So many of you have been practicing how to write your numbers written out as words. So let's write 10 o'clock as words. That says 10. O, and we make a little symbol called an apostrophe here. 10 O. Clock. 10 o'clock. Great. So let's try a few more. I wonder if we could both make 5 o'clock with our clocks? Let's make 5 o'clock. Do our clocks look the same? 5 o'clock. Great. Let's write 5 o'clock next. So we have 5 o'clock with our number symbols, and we can write 5 o'clock with words. Five, o'clock. 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to move my hour hand, and I want you to guess what it says, what the clock says. Okay, how about this one? Let's look. Can you make this with your clock? And I'd like for you to guess what this says. If you said 9 o'clock, you're right. Let's write 9 o'clock. We'll do the symbols first. Nine o'clock. And we can write it out as words now. Let's do it. Actually, I'm going to do it down here. 9. O'clock. Great. So next I want to show you something else that we can do with the clock. And you can continue making and writing different o'clocks as much as you want, like 5 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, any of the o'clocks you want to make. But I want to show you something else that we can do with the clock. So I'm sure you've heard of someone say, it's 7:30. 7:30 or 1:30 or 3:30. So what that means is the minute hand has gone halfway around the clock. And the hour hand has gone halfway between the two numbers. So you might think that this is 1:30, but actually the hour hand has already gone halfway to the 2. So if you look in the middle of where these two numbers are, the hour hand is going to go right between. So this right now says 1:30, even though the hour hand is not touching the 1. It's also not touching the 2 yet. So it's still in the 1 hour. So let's write down 1:30. Can do a 1 and then our colon. And then the number 30. So this says 1:30. Now let's write it out with words. This is 1. Now let's write 30. I always like to finish writing my word before I cross my T's and dot my I's. So this says 1:30. Let's try another number together. Let's make 8:30. So we're going to leave this one here. And the hour hand is going to go past the 8, halfway to the 9. And this is 8:30. So now we can write 8:30 on our paper. "8:30." And we can write 8:30 with words. Eight. "30." Okay. Now I'm going to flip to a new page. And I want you to guess what time I'm making. You can make your clock look like this too. And then you can guess what time. Did you say 11:30? That's what I made, 11:30. Now we can write 11:30 with our numbers. And we can write 11:30 with words. Very nice. Very nice. And if I went too fast at any point, I'm going to be recording this. So you can watch it again on the YouTube channel and just pause if I go too fast at any time. All right. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.